Greetings. I'm Father Tom, and I'm glad you're viewing this. This is kind of a little snapshot of what you're going to be expecting to see when you get here. This is not like we're throwing the doors open and anybody can just pile in whenever. First thing comes, I just got to say it up front, I've missed the living daylights out of you. I really have. And like to be able to reopen has been a bit of a logistical nightmare, but nonetheless, I'm going to just kind of lay it out for you today so you've got a little expectation of what's going on. This sign actually hits the biggest points, okay? There's one of these at each of the church entrances. Please, number one, if you're sick, if you've got a fever, if there's anything else going on with you, you're exempted from Mass. The bishops of the United States have actually exempted all of us from Easter duty, the whole 9 yards. So it's really kind of nice, even though, yeah, watching it on TV, is not the same as being here. And I know you'd like to be here. Please, if you're sick in any way, shape, or form, please don't show up. To my knowledge, at the moment, we're not going to take temperatures as you come in the door, but you are going to be asked to have your hands sanitized, okay? And it's not what you choose. We got to spritz you, okay? Is the easiest way to say it. So do that. Come early for Mass. Okay, I know a lot of folks like to slip in, 5 minutes after start time. The reality is we have to check you in because of the COVID virus tracking mechanism that's going on. It really is, it's cumbersome on our part. It's maybe a little invasive on your part, but please know, after 30 days, at the moment anyway, we throw the papers away. That's it. So they'll be burned or shredded or whatever. But we need to be able to know what Mass you were at on any given day in case someone else comes up positive. So we can notify you. That's it. Every seat has been numbered. And I won't go into it, it's too long a story, but just know that every seat's numbered and you will be assigned a seat. Families can sit together. All right, that's the good news. Families can sit together. And the fancy wording is, if you're domiciled together, then you can sit together. If you're not domiciled together, you can't. All right, that's kind of the bottom line of the thing. But before you come, A, make sure you're basically healthy. 2, go ahead, you can clean your hands in the car, it's no big deal. You're gonna get spritzed again when you come in the door because you're not allowed in. You must wear a mask, okay? And it really doesn't matter, you gotta wear one of these things, just like going into the store. And actually, the only one who doesn't have to wear one of these for most of the Mass is me, the reader, and the singer, okay? And the only reason is because it muffles our voices. It's as easy to say as that. Other than that, at communion, and I know I'm jumping ahead, but just for kicks, at communion, you're gonna love this one. I have to wear a face shield on top of the mask, on top of the glasses. Now, I need you to know the fun part of this, because I've been trying it, is my glasses fog up when I've got this thing on, okay? It's for my protection and for yours. And it's mandated by the diocese, and it's not because I'm some germaphobe, it's just the reality of the situation. you got to keep kind of the social distance thing going on. And we've got the main aisle marked out with X's, okay, just when you're coming up for communion. We've got spots along the communion rail. It's almost like, for those of you old enough, if you're as old as me, you probably remember this, all right? Remember the communion rail? And everybody would kind of come up and line up, and the priest would just work his way back and forth. Bingo. Same difference, only further apart. They're 6 feet apart. We can get 15 people up here in one fell swoop. So that's kind of neat. So that will make communion actually go a whole lot quicker. When you come up for communion, there's going to be an usher there to spritz your hands before you receive communion. Come up with your mask on and receive communion in your hand. Drop one side of your mask, receive communion, put your mask back on, and go back to your seat. All right, so that part's actually pretty simple in the grand scheme of things. The big thing is, don't be touching your face, don't be touching your clothing, don't be touching that other stuff. That's just kind of the name of the game. All the books have been removed from the pews. There's no books left. They're stored, because I know you all bought them. I know that. They're all stored in a safe place, but the problem is we would have to sanitize them after everybody's visit otherwise. So the recommendation is we take all paper goods, all books, all everything, and we just make them disappear, to make a long story short. And it's like, all right. So that also means if you know the words to the tune that Mary Kay and Carol are playing, sing along. It's like the old, if you're old enough to remember Sing Along with Mitch, on TV, it's like, that's what it is. It's like follow the bouncing ball, because if you know the songs, sing them. But the other thing is, there's basically to be no general singing. And the reason for it is because when you sing, you exhale so much more than you would if you were just talking to somebody. And I must admit, it took me a little while to figure that one out. But, okay, they're right. And it's like, nice, simple masses, get in, get out. There are greeting teams, there are cleanup teams, there are setup teams of volunteers from the parish here to help make this all happen. We're kind of starting on the small side. We'll expand as we go along. The fun one is because of that 6-foot distancing thing, and thank God our pews are 18 feet long. We've got all the pews marked out with blue tape, okay? So and then there's the red ribbon. So we got the red ribbons here. We bought 500 yards of red ribbon. Just go with me. Anyway, so these are the no-no pews, okay? Can't sit in a no-no pew, but we can put 3 people in one of those. And there's another no-no pew. And then, actually the ones with the 2 marks, I'm thinking would be family pews. Okay? And then a no-no pew. And it just goes that way through the entire church at this point. Even if your favorite pew is pew number 3 on the left-hand side of the main aisle, every seat is marked. Okay, so we need to simply recognize that. Anyway, when all's said and done, It's cumbersome and it's clunky. Is the easy? That's my word for it. It's just clunky. It's not smooth. But no, ushers, there's no collection. The collection will be taken up because you come in the front doors out there. You're going to go out the side doors on the east and west side up here by the altar. There's no going back and sliding out one of the other doors, okay? It's strictly a one-way flow, and there's actually a medical reason for that, to be honest with you, and it has to do with passing anybody else. And so you're going to go out the side doors. Well, you've got to come up the main aisle to do it. So the ushers will actually pretend it's like a big fancy wedding. Okay, you get ushered up and out. Okay, same difference, except the magic box, the lock box is right there in the front aisle, and the trap door will be open, and you drop your collection in there, and then your choice. East side, west side, doesn't make any difference, and you can leave the place. Keep the social distancing, keep the mask on, pretty much all the time. What you do once you get out of here is another story. But what we're after is your safety, okay? All of this stuff is for your safety. And that's what I really want you to know is we've come down enough at the moment in Illinois with the hump and the curve, okay, that it's like, all right, we can kind of get back to some semblance of normal. But we're working from the position of a preponderance of caution. That's where we're working from. And I think it will be good for all of us to get back into the mode of this in order to be able to move ahead. So I just want to say thank you for your patience through all this. I want to thank you for your ability to adapt. I saw a great cartoon, and I was just going to share this one with you. I wish I actually kept it. It was a cartoon. It was a little ink and pen drawing of a church. A couple of 3 pews on either side, and it's like first Sunday back. And so there's 3 people in this pew and 2 people in that pew, whatever. And in walks Betty. Betty's got on a robe. I don't mean a church robe, I mean a robe like you got at home. She's got her hair up in curlers. She's got fuzzy bunny slippers and a cup of coffee. And the caption basically read, wow, she certainly likes worshiping at home. And it's like, it really, it absolutely captured it, because kind of, with all honesty, I kind of like that too, only I don't put my hair up in curlers. And so I guess what I'm saying is, come back as you're able. We'll help you if you have particular concerns, fine. But we're all learning together. Is I think the biggest thing I want to tell you. We're all learning together, and we'll make it happen. Period. So, God bless you. God keep you safe on top of everything else. But more than anything else, may God keep you in the palm of His hand.
Maybe the next, tell the times and the masses, and then the following.
Because I keep thinking about it. It's the next week down.
Right,
so
and then we'll clip that in there at the end.
All right. So, the good news is, opening Mass is going to be on July 4th. July 4th, 4 o'clock. That's a Saturday at 4 o'clock, usual time. You got to get, kind of your reservations in so we know you're coming. Sunday, the 5th, Mass will be at 10 o'clock. There's only one Mass that morning, and it's going to be at 10 o'clock. Again, we're trying to get used to how to sanitize, meet, greet, do all that kind of stuff. So that's one of the reasons for the kind of changing times and the spacing here. We're also going to do 5 o'clock Sunday evening on the 5th. So those are the first three to start with. So as best you can, make reservations, call the rectory. We'll get you in one way or the other, okay? But it's a learning curve for all of us, and I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too.